Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference 2025. Meet the speakers. Today, we are talking to Nicola Creen. Nicola, how are you? All the way from Glasgow.
Fantastic, John. Excited to be here.
Brilliant. Um, you were telling me before we started, actually, that Creen is an Irish ancestors.
Yeah, yeah,
Right, you're going to have to dig a little deeper when you get over to Dublin.
absolutely. I can't wait. I'm so excited to come over. I've always known that I've got a strong connection to. I will, everyone knows the Scottish and Irish connection. We're
Yeah,
very
of course.
similar. Great sense of humours, and I love when you spoke about the fun that's brought through the conference. That really stood out for me because if you're not having fun, what's the point?
Absolutely. I completely agree. Fun is meant to be part of everyday life. We're all
Yeah.
meant to laugh and smile and all that. So for those who don't know who Nicola Creen is, do you want to give a synopsis of your life and how you got to be speaking at the Irish Hypnotherapy Conference? What brought you here?
How long have we got? We've got a couple of days. Got until Sunday. I'm joking.
Absolutely. No, we keep going and it's Friday now.
Yeah, I'll be mindful of your time. God, it is a long story, but I'll keep it brief. So when I started getting into, I think from a very young age, I was always fascinated with how the mind works.
Yeah.
From a really, really young age, I always questioned things. I was always inquisitive. Like, I wouldn't just take things at face value. I always wanted to know how does that work, right? And then I came from a life of a lot of trauma, just from birth, actually, from being a baby right up through school. I had multiple issues to deal with, like abandonment, abuse, trauma, neglect, and things like that. And then I went on to have a couple of abusive relationships, and I knew that I had to start looking inwards, and that if people if other people in the world could turn that around for themselves, then so could I. And I had this real desire to not only turn my own life around, but to be an example to so many other people that they could do the same thing. And I just became completely fascinated with a number of things, but hypnotherapy always really stood out to me. I went and done different trainings later on after maybe about 8 years of having my own academy, working with children. That was the thing that still is to this day and always will be the thing that really lit me up was working with these children.
Yeah,
Because
you have the Nicola Creen Talent Academy, isn't that what it is?
the Nicola Creen Coaching Academy.
Coaching Academy. Okay. So you're working with children, and is it to instill confidence in them to help to get over trauma? All of it?
Yeah, yeah. So before I even done any official trainings, I would just create a safe environment for these children to show up every week where they had this safe space. They weren't being judged. They could celebrate who they were being. And that was all it was. I had no idea what it was about to become. I would get consistent feedback from parents that, oh my God, like, what have you done? My child, that's the first I saw them smiling for a long time. You've given me my child back. What is it you're doing? And I couldn't actually answer them at the time, John, because I was just being me. I was just giving them what I wanted, what I thought I would have needed as a child. And it was just that safe space. Anyway, it got to the point where I had mothers coming to me, sobbing their heart out, so maybe their child was like suicidal, had like severe autism, different complex mental health problems. And here's me, with no training at all, and they're coming to me saying, I've heard you're amazing, you're my last hope. And it felt like magic, John, where they would come to me, I would do my thing, and then after it all, everyone would come along and see the evidence of the transformation that had occurred within these children. And Freddie Jacquin he's been there, he cried his eyes out, and he was just like, this is amazing, you need to keep on doing this work. And that's what kept me going. It was right, there's something in this and what I'm doing. This isn't just, it's not, I started taking it a lot more seriously, and then really started digging deeper. And when I actually done Freddie's training, one of the nights that we had a conversation, he was talking about a couple of different techniques that he actually created. And during that conversation, it was like the penny had dropped. I realized that I didn't even know what I was doing, but I
Mm.
was actually creating really powerful techniques, anchoring and things like that, that just work very, very quickly. And then, so the hypnotherapy thing always intrigued me. Years and years ago, before I even trained in hypnotherapy, I'd done a keynote speaking gig in London. And because I was so fascinated with it, I'd read up on it, and I thought I'm going to have fun with this and just try and see what happens. And there was 300 people in the room, and I thought, well, what have I got to lose? Nothing. I'm just going to give this a go. And I put everyone in the room, well, most of them, I think, into a state of trance. I just put the, I counted them down, done the breath work, and I took them to a really beautiful place, and they were all there. And I just will never forget that feeling, the feeling that I had. And I thought this really is like a superpower. I used it when I had a really traumatic experience during giving birth to my daughter. I was in labour for 33 hours. I used self hypnosis for that. And when this will inspire people, whether you're watching this and you're a therapist or aspiring, or even just you're just interested in it. I remember it was the summer holidays, single mum, I'm at home, I've just lost my best mate and my nan, crippled with grief. Just found out that I'm losing my dad back to back with cancer at the age of 57. Just had signed up for Freddie Jacqueline's training and got all the paperwork through for that training. And it was like that. And I thought, right, I have definitely bitten off more than I can chew here. What I'll do is I'll find out who the main man is, and I'll just ask him if I can back next year, because I didn't want to miss out. And I'm the type of person, I won't do anything unless I go all in, right? So I'm like, right, this Freddie Jacqueline man, he's going to be very busy, very important. He won't have time to speak to me. So I sent him a message, said to him, can I do this next year? So he says, jump on a FaceTime tomorrow. And I said, right, sitting on FaceTime with Freddie, and he says, right, what's going on? Told him everything, bawling my eyes out. There's no way I can do all this training. And he says to me, and I'll never forget this, he said, close your eyes. If you got 5 minutes, close your eyes. And he put me under like that and said to me, not only are you going to do this, you're going to be bleep amazing at it, right? And as soon as I come off that call, I came downstairs and nothing was ever the same again. And I'd done that. There was people from all over the world. I think there was a couple of hundred people on that cohort. And I finished top of the group for the group evidence submission for hypnotherapy. And I say that not to blow my own trumpet, but to demonstrate the power of hypnosis. And I'm so passionate about it.
Absolutely. And you've just finished the Phoenix Rising event where you brought people from all over the world to Glasgow. So ultimately, and that was an event about inspiring people, wasn't it? Isn't that's you know, because I mean, if I look at Nicola Creen, you're a model, you're an author, you run the coaching academy, and now and I probably missed because you're a journalist as well. You've been with BBC Scotland, so you've varied career. I mean, you've multitasked and multi-talented. And in Dublin, you're talking about confidence.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, that event that you just had, and maybe you want to tell people about it, even for those who may be interested in going next year. But that Phoenix Rising event was about literally celebrating confidence, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, it was. It was again. It was off the back of just life, and whether it's losing someone close to you or just whatever it may be. For me, Phoenix Rising. It was about that Phoenix Rising from the ashes. That's where the name came from. Me wanting to continue to rise, after challenge, heartbreak, grief, to show that it's okay to feel those feelings as a human being, but it doesn't have to be the end. So many people get caught up in being stuck, whether it's grief or whatever it may be, and they find themselves stuck in that place. And I'm really driven to lead by example and to show what's possible. And it doesn't have to be difficult. And when I actually went to Phoenix earlier this year, I won, like, it was like a huge coaching competition that I won. And it was, you got to spend a day with all these top coaches, from all over the world, and then go and see the Rolling Stones. I'm a huge
Wow.
Rolling Stones fan. So that was like, it was incredible for me. And when I was in Phoenix, I really, really experienced a deep shift where I knew nothing was going to be the same again. And when I came back home, I had jet lag. I'd actually caught pneumonia as well, but I was really ill and exhausted. And coming out the back of that, I was a bit of me. I found out that my son, my firstborn, said to me, "Mum, I'm traveling all over the world," and I felt a bit heartbroken. And I was like, "Do you know what? I'm stepping away from everything and just going to be mum because he's grown up far too fast." And then just
Yeah.
right after that, I thought, "Do you know what? I'm not stopping now. I'm not stopping now. This doesn't make me less of a mother. It actually shows that you can still be an incredible mum and show what's possible." And Phoenix Rising just came to me, and I thought, let's put on this event. We've got a mental health crisis in this country. So many people are struggling. Let's put on an event where we can speak from the heart about what's possible. When you rise, when you learn that confidence, people think that you're either born confident. Actually, confidence is a skill that anybody can learn.
Learn to.
Yeah, and this is when I think of all the different things that I've used over the years to take me from one complete end of, from, rock bottom to smashing it out the park. When I think back to all the things, confidence, the skill of confidence was the thing that made the biggest difference. And that's why I'm so passionate about teaching it. And it attracted people from all over the world. So it was a global event. And I'm proud to say that it made a huge impact, and I can't wait to be on the stage and teach what I know and what's made a huge difference.
Well, I mean, you've lived it. You're the embodiment of it, to having done that, to create that event and to have it. And I mean, this whole thing of confidence and self-esteem, which is what you're going to cover over that weekend, it's so key because so many people don't have it, whether it's standing in front of a camera, whether it's, what you find the therapists themselves are a little bit shy on the
Yeah,
confidence side of it. So, will you have some tools and techniques that will help them to
yeah,
their own confidence?
yeah. And that's, I mean, I love helping everybody. The work that I do with the children, it's incredible. But over the I'd say maybe the last 5 years, I've really been passionate about, probably since I've done my own trainings, being passionate about helping people that help people so that it has that kind of ripple effect, right? And I was so surprised, like, not from a judgmental place, just I suppose I didn't realise it. But when I really started doing different trainings and getting into different things, I didn't realise how many people actually had all these qualifications, on paper, qualified and whatever different trainings, but didn't actually have the confidence. And I thought, oh my God, what a shame. That they've got all these incredible skills, they've got the heart, they really want to help people, but they're kind of hiding away and they don't have this confidence. And so for me, it feels like it does feel like a superpower, and there's nothing that I love more than to see somebody that does things from the right place and for the right reasons and wants to make a genuine difference in the world, and to see them light up with that confidence and bring that ripple effect. For me is what it's all about.
So, is it the passion behind it that drives that confidence?
You mean to for me? Sorry.
Well, just as you're talking there, I mean, I can see the passion in you as you're talking, and the confidence that's coming from that passion. So, is it the passion to deliver that message to overcome any obstacles? Is that what drove you through all that in the first place?
I think so, John. Question that, actually, I've never been asked that before, but yeah, that makes perfect sense. And I think that one of the things that I'll talk about is so many people get into their own heads and they think to themselves, right, Phoenix Rising is a perfect example. I never thought in a million years that I would be able to single-handedly, come up with this idea, create a global event and put it together and it would work. That still blows my mind to this day. And was I scared? Absolutely. I was petrified, right? But I feeling the fear and doing it anyway. And then that's when the confidence comes. I think so many people get into their own head and wait. They think they've got all this time. I'll wait until the kids leave home. I'll wait until I can divorce. I'll wait until I'm happier. Wait until whatever. And actually, it's opposite way about it. It's about nothing's ever perfect. It's never the right time. It's about recognizing that it's doing it. We're all going. Again, it's cliche, but I'm a big believer. There's no such thing as failing. You're either winning or you're learning. It's not going to be perfect. It's about learning and trying, and then as a result of that, being brave and feeling the fear and doing it anyway, that's when the confidence comes. And whether it's your first client or getting onto a stage or doing your first live, you are going to be absolutely terrified. But what happens at the end of that is pure gold. And you can't undo that. When you get a little taste for that, you want more. You want to keep on growing. And then you inspire other people. And that's what I love.
And that's beautiful and it's also true. And I know that from my own experiences, even just with this conference, it's like the growth that has come personally in the midst of all that is just phenomenal. So you're going to be giving that talk in Dublin on the 5th and 6th of April. I can't wait to see you. It'll be some super weekend, and there'll be some history searches on the Creen family first to see if we can find out anything for you. Nicola, thank you so much. It's going to be a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you in Dublin on April 5th and 6th.
Cannot wait.
And to everyone else, thank you so much for watching, and all the details are on www.irishhypnotherapyconference.ie. And see you all in Dublin on April 5th and 6th. Have a wonderful day wherever in the world you are. Thank you.